Good morning. Welcome to the first international conference on the CROWDTHERMAL project. We are going to have this morning the opportunity to have a review of the project, but not only the project. We are going to have a relevant speaker to discuss and introduce general aspects on geothermal energy and the need of promotion of this energy. We are today in Spain. Spain has a lot of potential on geothermal energy, and it is we would like with this conference support the geothermal energy in Spain as well. I would like to introduce you the director of the CEDEX. CEDEX is the Center of Studies and Experimentation of Public Work in Spain. And we have here Aurea, is the director of this organization. She will welcome us in this meeting.
Thank you, Isabel. Good morning and welcome to all the attendants to CEDEX. It is a great pleasure to have you with us today to celebrate the first international conference introducing the geothermal core services. Please allow me to make just a brief introduction about what CEDEX is and the type of activities we carry out here, some of them related with the topic of today's conference. CEDEX is an autonomous public agency, instrument of the General State Administration attached to two ministries, which are the Ministry for Transports, Mobility and Urban Agenda, and the Ministry for Ecological Transition and Demographic Challenge. Our field of work is all topics related to civil engineering and its associated environment. So we work mainly on inland and marine waters, ports and coasts, transports and mobility, structures and construction materials, environmental and geotechnical issues. The main functions performed at CEDEX are the three following ones: specialized high-level technical assistance, research, development and innovation, and knowledge transfer. This agency has a consolidated position as the technological arm of both departments, as we apply research for the solution of the complex multidisciplinary problems of modern civil engineering. Among all the studies that we carry out at CEDEX in our geotechnical laboratory, we have also carried out some studies on geothermal energy, which is the main topic of the conference that you're going to hold here today. So I'm sure that many of our technicians will be delighted to be able to follow the presentations that will be made today at this event and the discussions that will take place. I wish you a very fruitful conference and hope that we will have the opportunity to hold another event together in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to introduce you also Francisca Rivera from the EIDAE, and we are going to have the opportunity to listen and keynote note from her. And sorry, I am also very glad that also Margarita de Gregorio, she is the partner of the project CROWDTHERMAL in Spain. She is the coordinator of GeoPlat, and she is the co-organizer of this event today. I will, before to continue with the open session, I would like just to do a short presentation on the project, just to let you know why we are here. And after that, we have the keynote. So the project of CROWDTHERMAL is a project that tries to empower the citizens to promote the geothermal energy. This project is financed by the European Union, by the Horizon 2020, and it's a project that tries to support the market uptake for the decarbonization of Europe. Okay, this project started in September 2019 and will be finished at the end of this year. It is a project at this moment of will be 40 months that we work in this subject. We are 10 members, 10 partners in the consortium of this project. And then also we have 18 linked parties. What we try is to have a larger representation at the European level with this project. So it means that we cover 20 countries in Europe. Then we have also an advisory board with 10 members, and both the partners and the advisory board, we have tried to cover all the discipline that we need for this project. That, as I will explain you, it is social, financial, and technical aspect. So this is the objective, as I just explained to you. It is the main objective is to empower the society in order to have a say in the decision of the geothermal energy, but also we find that it is using alternative financial schemes will be the possibility to engage the society. It is why the methodology for this project has been focused on the three aspects: social, financial, and technical. During this period, we have been working separately in these three pillars, and at the end, we are working at this moment to put together, to combine all this, the knowledge that we and the skill that we managed to develop during this period in a series of core service that it is the main objective today to present to all of you. With the objective of social objectives, we try to understand the social licensing and develop the social license to operate. That will be the model to support the engagement with the communities at the European level. During this period, we also present a series of we deliver a publication on guidelines on how to engage with the society, and all this subject will be presented today to all of you. At the financial level, during this period, we have been working on finding the more appropriate alternative financial mechanism that support empower the society to participate in the project. This is crowdfunding. I think all of you are aware about these systems, but there are other alternative schemes relevant, and all these schemes have been tried to evaluate and define more precisely for the geothermal energy. But as you know, geothermal energy have some risk, and we try to moderate this risk, minimize the risk, especially for when we have the participation of the society. It is why we have been also working at the technical point of view to identify all the aspects and how the using these alternative financial schemes can mitigate the financial risk. So I mentioned all this knowledge we have been combined to prepare a series of service that will be for, we try to work for the communities in order to help them to understand and to participate in the geothermal energy. In this aspect, we are more focused to explain more, to promote geothermal energy, sharing knowledge about an easy way to facilitate the communication on this matter. Then also we have tools just specific for the project developers. It means that when they decide that it is important and is relevant, the participation of the society, we try to provide to them guidelines and to support them in this objective of the involvement of the society. And then the same with the local authorities. Local authorities will receive during this period many requests that they want to involve the community, but it's not evident the process and how to do it. So we also try to, with our service, provide support for local authorities. So what we are going to do today, this is the objective today, is to present at the end of the day all this service in this conference. The service, as you can see here, it is specific for each of the stakeholder group, and we have we are going to present more in detail in the afternoon session. But what we try to present today, what is the objective? As you probably have noticed in the agenda, we have 4 sections. We have a session on geothermal energy to decarbonize cities. Today, we are going to have a presentation just to see the state of the art on the technology, existing technology on geothermal energy, but also the future. What is in process for the future on these technologies. We are going to have also the opportunity to know more about district heating and cooling. It is also very relevant for the decarbonized cities. And we are going to have a presentation on this topic. And also we are going to present important case studies from Hungary in the decarbonized city using geothermal energy. And also we are here at we have in the introduction. It is this important building that it is a relevant institution for public work and civil engineering in Spain. And we want to find the link or the support from the civil engineer side to the geothermal energy and vice versa. No? The second session will be on financial of geothermal project. We are going to see the challenge and for financing geothermal project at the European level, but also we are going to present what is the alternative financial method that we consider that it is the more appropriate for the geothermal project. And linked with that, we are going to present the case studies from Spain, where we have an experience on community funding, but it is a cooperative. It's a concept in Spain, funding geothermal energy, solid geothermal energy in buildings. Another session today will be on social engagement in geothermal project. As I mentioned, it is an important pillar. And to introduce this important pillar, we are going to have a practical case from Strasbourg to see the importance of the social acceptance and the problem with when we don't have the social acceptance. We are going to present also the outcome from the project, that it is the guideline on social acceptance. And also we are going to present the innovative social license to operate on geothermal energy that have produced this project. The case study that we have for this session will be from Iceland, where you are going to see a community that worked to have a project on a greenhouse at the service of the community. And that will be a good example to explain this strong link between community and geothermal project. And then we have the geothermal core service presentation. And in order to have an evaluation for the 3 stakeholder group that I mentioned since the beginning, We are going to have in the panel members from the communities, from the local authorities, and for the project developers, in order to have a direct, we can say, discussion on the service and the contribution. I would like to say that during all the conference today, it will be open for questions. We are going to read this question. Probably if there are so many, we will select some of them, but we are invited all of you, the participants. I want to say that we have more than 250 registration at this moment, participation, and we are really open to listen your question. I hope that we receive your comments. And during the panel, please also don't hesitate to send your question to the members of the panel. So with that, this is the presentation of the conference for today, but I think I would like to invite Margarita to say a few words also about the conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Isabel. Thank you to all the participants. We welcome you to Spain, to Madrid, even though it's just virtually this time. So we really hope to have the chance to meet face to face in a short, medium time. That would be a good signal that everything goes better in Europe and in the world. As GeoCloud, we feel very proud to be part of this extraordinary project. We really believe society is the key to open the implementation of all renewables in general and geothermal in particular. And we've been working hard jointly with all our colleagues and the other partners in the project to try to provide the tools for society in order geothermal can be installed massively in all the territories in the European Union. This project is open to all the interested communities, stakeholders, neighbors, districts, whoever is just wondering if they maybe could develop geothermal. So please contact us, and we really hope this is just the beginning of the geothermal decade. As our colleagues in the European Geothermal Energy Council said, we are as well convinced this is going to be the geothermal decade. And we leave the floor for Francisca Rivero, General Secretary of IDAE. IDAE is the Institute for Diversification and Saving of Energy in Spain, is linked with our Ministry of Energy Transition, Ecology Transition and Demographic Challenge, which is a great challenge. And thank you, Francisca, for being here today with us. And thank you for all the support from IDAE to the Spanish geothermal sector. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Good morning, and thank you very much, Isabel, Margarita, Aurea. Thank you to all of you for inviting IDAE, the Institute for Diversification and Energy Saving, the National Energy Agency. As Margarita said before, depends on the Ministry for Ecological Transition and Demographic Challenge. Thank you for inviting us to participate in this first international conference of the CROWDTHERMAL project. It is a pleasure for me as the Secretary General of IDAE to participate in this forum. I would like to convey the apologies of the Director General, whose attendance to this conference was initially foreseen for not being finally here. First of all, I would like to congratulate you on this initiative, which will generate a lot of interest and help to spread the benefits of geothermal energy among citizens and companies. Your objective of empowering citizens and communities to adopt clean energy solutions is fully aligned with the European Green Deal, and therefore it is an honor to be part of this event, which I'm sure will be very relevant for the sector. Over the last few years, the Spanish government has been working on the climate and energy framework. For the first time, the Spanish government has presented its strategy in a coordinated way. I mean, with a view to 2030 and 2050, not only thinking on the fight against the climate crisis, but also taking advantages of the social and industrial opportunities of the energy transition, and approving also a just transition strategy to be sure of not leaving anyone behind. The National Integrated Energy and Climate Plan and the Long-Term Decarbonization Strategy 2050 set out the path and objectives in terms of reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. As you already know, Spain is carrying out a deep transformation of its energy system that can be explained, we usually explain with the 4 Ds. The D for decarbonization, with the objective of reducing greenhouse gas emissions by replacing polluting, expensive, and imported fossil fuels with renewable, local, clean, and competitive energy. The D for digitization, to ensure that the system is capable of integrating and managing the new renewable deployment. The D for decentralization, moving from a centralized unidirectional system where some generate and others consume towards a decentralized multidirectional system with more and new agents where energy is generated, consumed, stored, and shared. And finally, the D for democratization of energy, because the society as a whole, citizens, SMEs, civil society, and administrations must benefit directly from the energy transition. They must be able to participate directly in the transition and take advantage of the opportunities it offers. On this last point, it should be noted that the wide availability of energy resources, the modularity of technologies, and the reduction in cost have meant that the citizens can play different roles in the energy transition. In this sense, there is a dedicated measure in the Spanish National Integrated Energy and Climate Plan that already aims to promote this proactive role of citizens in decarbonization. Regulatory changes, both in Spain and in Europe, and technological development mean that citizens are moving from being passive consumers to actors and producers, and can also participate in demand management through energy efficiency systems and the provision of charging services for electric vehicles and other energy services. Therefore, it is now necessary to bring citizens closer to the available tools for them to become actors in the energy system and thus benefit from economic savings through changes in consumption patterns, while adding value to the whole system. On the other hand, citizen involvement in the energy transition also enables the necessary social acceptance of the proliferation of renewable projects and their possible concentration in locations where the best resources are available. Citizens are at the heart of the energy transition, as they can consume, finance, invest, sell, exchange, manage, and produce renewable energy. With regard to the citizen as a source of project funding, as will be discussed throughout this conference, there is a need for the development of crowdfunding instruments. In this regard, IDAE is participating already in the Founding Initiative, a fintech platform that allows citizens to invest in renewable energy projects, while these projects obtain financing through an alternative and collective financial model or scheme. It is really a crowdfunding for sustainable projects. Definitely, the energy transition is a major technological and social challenge, but also an opportunity to give citizens a central role in the energy sector. In this regard, and in the context of the economic and social crisis resulting from the COVID pandemic, the government has launched the Recovery, Transformation and Resilience Plan for the mobilization of next generation EU funds. The plan has nearly 70,000 million euros. Almost 40% of the plan is dedicated to climate measures, and more importantly, 100% of it has to comply with the do not significant harm principle, which ensures that no reform or investment has a significant impact on the environment. Specifically, the funds led by the Secretary of State for Energy, over 10,000 million euros, will be used to boost investments in the four following areas. The first one, the renewable energy deployment. The second one, the improvement of energy efficiency, the energy renovation of buildings, the replacement of inefficient lighting. The third one, the promotion of sustainable mobility, both for the replacement of polluting vehicles by new electric models and for the development of the charging infrastructure. And the fourth one, the takeoff of new and innovative technologies such as offshore wind energy and green hydrogen, among others. Within the investments and reforms dedicated to the deployment of renewable energies, the plan includes the development of energy communities, which promote the involvement of citizens in the new energy scenario. We aim to create, with a budget of 100 million euros, a favorable ecosystem for the proliferation of these citizens groups in order to accelerate the transition to a clean, open, and participatory energy system. This figure has countless advantages, as the people involved in these communities are at the same time producers and consumers of their own clean energy, which results in a greater democratization of the energy system and significant savings for the final consumers. On the other hand, and in the same component or chapter of the recovery plan, we include the national self-consumption strategy. Within the framework of the recovery plan, we have launched a program with 6 modalities or sub-programs and a budget of 660 million euros to facilitate the expansion of self-consumption. The sub-program 6 within this package also includes geothermal installations. Without going into too much detail, as my colleague Maite Fernández de Retana from the IDAE's department dealing with the geothermal energy will go into more detail on all of this, I do want to highlight another line of support we have already and recently launched. We have opened another call for proposals with an initial budget of 150 million euros for the implementation of thermal renewable energy installations in different sectors of the economy. We want to promote the deployment of thermal renewables in sectors such as industry, agriculture, services, but also in public buildings and infrastructures, as well as actions undertaken by energy service companies in the residential sector. These grants allow the startup of solar thermal, geothermal, aerothermal, and hydrothermal biomass or district heating and cooling of less than 1 megawatt. To sum up, IDAE, as the National Energy Agency and in close cooperation with the regional governments, has put in place different programs of public aids for the local energy communities, up to 100 million euros, for the promotion of self-consumption, up to 660 million euros, and the promotion of thermal renewables among final consumers with a budget of up to 150 million euros. The budget of these last two programs for the promotion of self-consumption and for the promotion of thermal renewables could be doubled if necessary according to the projects received. These programs, in addition to others focused on small municipalities below 5,000 inhabitants, show up the strong commitment of the Spanish government with the promotion of the renewable energies and energy transition. In this context, geothermal energy is a renewable energy source with significant growth prospects due to its huge potential in decarbonizing the electricity production and the heating and cooling sector. The Global Geothermal Alliance, launched in 2015 at the 21st Conference of the Parties, has set a global target of a 5-fold increase in installed geothermal power generation capacity. Therefore, and I'm concluding now, it is important to highlight the extraordinary opportunity presented by placing the citizen at the center of the energy transition. The need to enhance the role of the citizen as a source of financing, in particular for the use of geothermal resources. I am sure that the following presentations and roundtables will be of great interest and very inspiring, and thank you once again for the opportunity to address you, and I hope you have a fruitful conference. Thank you very much.